first of all, make sure you're signed in. Okay? And when you're signed in, you need to be logged in as an administrator. The next thing we're going to be looking at is, where do I go to set up some system parameters? I'm going to be dealing with some major changes in the current version, in the new release, so you need to be upgraded. Okay, but we'll talk about them in a minute. However, to be able to set any kind of parameters on our system, you have to be logged in as an administrator. And we're going to show you where all these parameters are sitting. Very simple, very easy, and anyone can do it. And that is, you just click on the menu button, you go down to configuration, okay, and in the configuration, this is where you would go, and it's the authority file. Okay. When you go into the authority file, every system parameter is held in the authority file somewhere or the other. And when you go into the authority file, you've got audience, and it's alphabetical. Okay. So you can see here, these are all the different authority files in there. I'm only going to deal with 2 of them in here, and then we'll deal with some of the others afterwards. Okay. The 2 major ones is as it relates to circulation. And if you look at class grade, these are all your different year levels. Now, if you've got a year 12 and you've got a year 12B class, and if you haven't got a year 12B in here, you need to create it. Simple. You just go 12B and you click the plus sign, and then within 12B, you'll put in your security level. So the security level is what material can they use. So if I say 12 can use anything from year 12 and above, that's what it is. But let's say, for argument's sake, this was not a year 12 class. This was a year 9 class. So it didn't say 12B, it said 9. So your security parameter here will be 9. Now, what that means is that any person belonging to a year 9, so that was 9 and this was 9, anyone that's in year 9 will be able to watch material from year 9 and below. Okay, you have to be at least year 9 and below. Okay, final borrowing dates, when you want the books back into the library. Expiry date, I always say work out when you're going to expire and then add another 40 years to it and you're right. Okay, loan limits, how many books they can borrow, how long they can borrow for, how many times they can renew a book on the web, how long they can renew it for, how many items can they reserve, can they have multiple copies of the same book. For teachers, yes, but for students, no. Patron override, in other words, if you say that this group of patrons can borrow material for 70 days, and the book is a 14-day loan, you can say, no, I want the patron to still have it for 70 days. So this is just some of the parameters. So will you do any damage if you go in here and start playing around? No, not really. You can go into any one of these issues, any one of these parameters, and play around with them. Okay. The next one that I want you to take particular note of, and that is the default video security. Now, if you are importing content from TV for Education, this only applies to people who are TV for Education people. And if you're importing content from there, if you import an M-rated movie or a PG or a G or an MA, what security will those videos have by default? So if you click on video default security, there's all the different classifications. So basically it says, if the video is a G, let everybody watch it, 0. If it's an M, you have to be year 10 and above. If it's an MA, you have to be at year 12 and above. If it's a PG, you need to be 6 and above. Okay. Now, that's not to say you're stuck with that. You can change it. So if you say that the video for MAs is year 12 and above, and you've now gone and imported a video and it's just not appropriate, you can make it 50 on your end, on the catalog record. but the default will be 12 to start off with. Then you just go into catalog record and change it to 50. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Now, the parameter that I want you to take a note of, another area, is first of all, put the cursor onto your URL up here to work out what version of software that you are running. So let's go in here. Let's open up a brand new screen, okay, and bring up the OPAC screen. And when you're running the OPAC, if you put the cursor up here on the tab of your browser, I'm using Chrome, it will tell you that you are running version 3.0.3.6. That's very important, that number. And the reason for that is because what I'm now going to show you is how to change the landing page and how to do a few things with that landing page. Okay, so system parameters in regards to the OPAC. Okay, so before we go there, some of your OPACs might look like this, where that's it. So if you do a search of cat, and there's all your resources, okay, load more, you're only getting titles, and you go, yeah, would be great if I saw the location, the sublocation, and also the call number so I know where to go for it, or if I even knew how many books there were available. Well, you can. So all you do is up here, that's what these buttons are about. That button, this button says give me minimal information. This one says give me a bit more information, and that's what you're getting here. So now if I do a search of cat, you'll get the title, the holding, the location, the sublocation, the call number, okay, and then an icon for the media type as well. So if you turn and say, oh, I would much rather that, because my screen at the moment looks like this, where just the title, and I would like it to look more like this, where it gives me more information. How do you set that? Easy. Click on the menu button, go down to page settings, and that's the widget that you were looking at, okay, the results container. Really simple. You click on that cog for the settings, and there's all the different information about it. And what you need to do is you need to go and have a look at the default view. So my view is got a lot of things, but thumbnail will just give you just the name. That's it. Table view will give it to you across the screen, which I'll show you in a minute. Detailed view is the one that gives you the location, the sublocation, the call number. Okay, that's the default. So if you choose any of that, you just go save the container settings, and then just save that page and go OK. Now watch this. Where do I go to find setting the landing page? Now, when your library system opens up and it doesn't come to this page, it's not the OPAC page, okay? It actually comes to this page here. And you go, you know what? I have to come here, and then I have to click on my school's collection. I don't want to do that. I would like it to land on this automatically. Now, if you're a school that has gone onto the home page and you've added all this stuff and you put more information on here, okay, and you made it prettied up and you'd like it to go there, how do you change it? And this is how you do it. So you'll click on the menu button up here. You go down to the settings, and then you go to system settings. Okay, and in the system settings, you click on the site settings, okay, and the landing page to the school. Click that, and you'll go, I want to land on my school's collection, okay, or on my profile page. So experiment with that, and that's how you would change it. Okay. Now, let me show you something else. So we'll go back in here, and we'll go down to search. We go back to schools collection. Okay, see how that's spinning around there? That's your school's logo, but it's not. It's the Functional Solutions logo. And you'd like to upload your own logo for your school. Why don't you? Click on the menu, go down to Settings, go down to System Settings, and in the System Settings you go Site Logo, and you go, I want to upload. That's what the logo is now. I want to upload that. So just click on that button, pick on the logo, and go Open, and it will get copied across, and that will be the new logo instead of the Functional Solutions logo. Neat, simple, easy, and it works. Don't forget to click the Update button at the bottom, okay, if you're playing around on this page at all. Experiment with the authentication method with your IT department. So if you're trying to set up Google authentication, or you're trying to set up Microsoft 365, so this is a very technical area. Please talk to your IT department, show it to them, and they'll know what it does. And they can set up so that kids don't necessarily have to log in each time. As long as they log onto the network, it'll know who they are and bring them in. Okay, so that's something that you might want to experiment on. So play around with the system settings. As I said, if you stuff it up, no big deal. All it takes is a ticket and we'll fix it. Hope you enjoy the latest version, which is 3.0.3.6. Now, unlike our competitors, we don't charge you for upgrades. We never have for the last 30 years. We're not going to start now. So if you're not running the current version, please ask to be upgraded, because you are missing out on so much functionality. It's not funny. Okay? And why? When it's all free. That's what we do. SmartSuite. We love helping you. We love enhancing it. And bear in mind, we do between 3 to 4 upgrades a year. And all you need to do is send us an email or go in and put in a ticket and say, I want to be upgraded to the latest version, 3.0.3.6. That's the latest version. If you can't remember that, just say, can you please upgrade me to the latest version? That's all you need to do. Leave the rest to us. And it costs you nothing. Thank you very much for getting involved in setting system parameters. We hope you enjoyed this little session.